Hey, welcome back to another Netcast. I'm Rich Lopez, Quantrix Authority. Fantastic that you joined me today for episode number 59, where I'm going to show you a second example of how to filter data to another matrix, example 2. So in example 1, I showed you how to filter the data using data push and DataNAV. Today I'm just going to show you how to do it using DataNAV. So what I want to do is I want to take this database matrix here, and I want to bring over the results to another matrix, and I want to have those results filtered. And how you do that is really by using DataNAV, as I showed you in the previous episode, so that as I make changes to the criteria here, it makes changes dynamically or automatically to this matrix 3 data here. So how can I do that using just DataNAV? Well, how you do that is you go up to Data, and you get your DataNAV data sources window open. So again, I had it open there, so let me reopen it. Brings up this data sources window. And what I can do is I can go ahead and I can click on create new data source using wizard, and I would select DataNAV local data source right here. Thanks to Brian Cabana at Quantrix for showing me this trick at Seminar by the Sea. But what happens then is I can say, well, I want to select a two-dimensional matrix data, because I want to select a matrix within this model itself. I have to go out and select, I can't select the matrix and the model itself right now from this screen as just a matrix option, which is a little different than maybe data link. But what I can do is I can go out here and I can browse, and I'll browse to this model here, which is in my documents, Quantrix master files, videos, files, and I think it's all the way at the end here, example 2. Okay, what happens is I step through that. It then gives me a list of kind of all the matrices that I have in this model, and I want a database matrix, and my header is the category that I want to use as the column category. And as you can see, what happens is it's bringing in now all of these fields, and I'm going to say this is going to be no data push required, or maybe I'll actually call it data nav from same file or something like that. Okay, click finish, and what happens is I now have a list of all the columns here. I have a couple hidden for the next example, and that's why they're showing up right here. But I can go ahead and I can create a new matrix, and I can say, well, I want to bring in ID. I want to bring in the month as a category or as an item. I want to bring in the city and the type filtered like this. I guess it wouldn't be type filtered, sorry. It would be type rather. And I'll get rid of C. And I can go down here just as I did in the previous example. I can select on this drop down, get some filters in here, and I can put in type, and I can put in month, and I could say, well, I want it where the type is equal to say SO, and the month is equal to, let's make it equal to 7 or something like that. And you can see that dynamically it filters it, and I didn't have to use data push. I just created a DataNAV data source from the existing file and the existing file's source matrix that I'm pulling from. So that's one way to do it there. Again, you'll need to use the Quantrix Professional Plus edition to have DataNAV available to you. Join me again for an episode tomorrow where I'm going to show you that you don't need to have DataNAV or data push. I think all you need to have is data link, and I'll show you that in the next one tomorrow. So please join me again for another podcast of Quantrix Authority with Rich Lopez. I want to make you a Quantrix master. And again, always feel free to reach out to me with your Quantrix questions at quantrixauthority@gmail.com.